Moving to Caldwell, Idaho. This Boise suburb is cheap, but is it worth the money that you save? Well, let's take a look at just how cheap Caldwell is, what it is like to live here, what you need to watch out for, and of course, is it worth living here to save that money? Caldwell is your farthest suburb from Boise, way over to the west and only 30 minutes from the Oregon border. That plays a part in the homes here being so cheap. The average home value here is around $375,000. And for comparison, Nampa is just above at $400,000. Meridian is in the mid 500,000s. So you're saving over $100,000 by living here. And Caldwell does have some of its major cons that may not make it worth that $100,000. But first, you might find some of Caldwell amazing, and living here and saving the money may give you the best of both of these worlds and really improve your life. The city of Caldwell, when I was growing up, was a rough place, honestly. It was run down, there was nothing to do there, and I always remember as a kid here about Nampa and Caldwell gangs. We rarely went out there. Then over the last 10 or so years, it has put a lot of time and money into the city. The downtown area is really beautiful now with cherry blossom trees, Indian Creek running through it, walking paths, and there's a ton of new restaurants, including one that earned a New York Times Top 50 award, and that's called Amano. It's an upscale Mexican restaurant. There is winter carnivals here with a large skating rink and millions of Christmas lights. But that is just the downtown area, which is a very small portion of Caldwell. And as a Boise local and real estate agent, I love hearing from people like you and showing you the entire picture and personalizing your move to Boise so that you are fully prepared and excited for your move here. So shoot me a text or a call anytime. I look forward to talking to you and going over the specifics, like if Caldwell is on your list, walking you through the areas to watch out for, which we will go over in a second. But outside of downtown is a lot more space. There's a lot newer developments. As Boise has grown, so has Caldwell. And that has brought a ton of new homes into the east side of Caldwell along the border of Nampa and Middleton. You have a lot of spec home builders out here with beautiful new homes and communities in a nice part of the valley, away from some of the problem areas Caldwell has. The other big draw to Caldwell, away from some of those cons, is towards Lake Lowell and the wine vineyards that we have. You have a lot of people moving to those areas for the land. There are custom homes on an acre or more, away from the people and traffic of Boise, with beautiful views of the vineyards, which, quick fun fact on the vineyards here, it's one of the only places in the world you get ice wine. Because of our climate, it freezes the grapes and creates a unique flavor of wine here. You also get a beautiful view of the Owyhee Mountains. The problem with these is if you want to go to events or do things in Boise and Meridian, you are 30 to 45 minutes away and sometimes more, which can be a problem for people who are active and like to get out. If you enjoy hiking and biking, you miss out on the foothills and mountains in Boise or Eagle. Although you do have Lake Lowell and hiking trails there, which is only 5 to 10 minutes, it just isn't the same as the foothills in Boise and Eagle. Thankfully, Nampa has Target, Costco, Winco, and a ton of other shops. So if you need major grocery shopping done, you only have to drive the 10 to 20 minutes into Nampa instead of Meridian. But by far the biggest con of Caldwell, besides the school system, is the crime and safety concerns around the downtown area. This is an area with some of the higher crime rates in Boise, including drug problems, gang affiliations, and more. Anytime you buy a home out here, you always want to check the sex offenders list. And anytime you look in and around downtown Caldwell, you're going to see a higher population of them. But if you compare it all nationally, it's still extremely safe. Anywhere in Boise is really safer than the nation. But comparing it to the outskirts of Caldwell or Meridian or Eagle and Star and Boise, It is a less safe and a lot more rundown part of the Treasure Valley. Now, with all of that being said, is Caldwell worth the money you save? The answer is going to kind of depend on what your goals and needs for a home are. If you use the money to better your future and help get you to a better place in 5 years, it might be. But I would say it is most worth it if you want land or a home in a more isolated place, the Lake Lowell area or the Vineyard area. The area that is debatable and comes down to what you can tolerate is the west side of Caldwell, where a lot of new homes are popping up. It is a good area, and if you can deal with the commutes from Caldwell into Boise and Meridian, it may very well be worth the money that you save. Now, none of this is really going to matter if you don't fully know what you can afford and what the rest of the Boise area costs. So watch this video here and find out the housing prices in each Boise suburb. And thank you guys for watching. I look forward to talking to you in person.